It's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. So glad to be in Carson City today and to be with the Executive Director of the Carson City Chamber of Commerce. Her name is Ronni Hannaman. And what a beautiful city Carson City is. And even more beautiful as a result of the work of the Chamber and others as the legislature has come back in 2017.
You bet.
Tell us.
Carson City, like most other cities during the recent recession, did not have a lot of monies to upgrade, and it's been on our plan since about 2004. And last year, the city imposed 1/8 of a cent sales tax.
When you say imposed, did the voters pass it or the city council passed it?
The city
Okay.
imposed.
Okay, you said it right.
I said it correctly,
yes.
A 1/8 of a cent sales tax to upgrade the city finally. So in doing so, we've gotten quite a few things that were on our bucket list to be able to do. And we hurried up. The weather last year was really good, not like this year. And we hurried up to try to get our city to be really beautiful for this particular legislative year.
Well, I must say, I think you did a good job because I've been walking around outside and it feels fresh. I don't know what it is, but I can just tell that it feels new, but yet we still have that Western charm.
The Western charm, the historic,
but
we
it
are
feels clean and
yes,
fresh.
we are the most historic city in the state. This is where Nevada began, right here.
Right.
And this is where all the laws were made and still continuing to make the laws. So yes, we have a lot of new lampposts. Our sidewalks are wider, the streets narrower, lots of new trees, and unfortunately in the winter, it's hard to see what the summer and the spring is going to be bringing, but it'll be even more beautiful.
So how were you able to do this fairly quickly? I mean, you got the 1/8 cent sales tax, but that takes a little while to collect. And construction takes a little while to get done, but somehow you managed to get it done in time for the new session.
Well, the first thing is bonding.
Well stated. Well stated, of course.
First, bonding against the 1/8 of a cent sales tax. And the second thing is we hired an amazing contracting company, Q&D Construction, and they knew we were on a timeline. Part of our timeline was to get everything done by Nevada Day, which is October 31st.
Nice.
So it's we have a big parade here in the city and the whole bit. So that was the timeline, and we knew then that we would be all spruced up for this particular session.
Tell me the legislators have noticed.
I have no idea.
Well, I'll speak for them. I think they have. I don't know if they really have, but I think they have.
Well,
because I have.
Oh, right. Well, I'm glad because I have to do a survey on them.
Right.
But anybody that I have talked to, like the lobbyists, and most of them are from Las Vegas.
Oh, right.
You know, most of the legislators here are Las Vegas because that's where the population base is.
Right.
So I have not had a chance to talk with them, a few, and they are very pleased. And right across the street from the Nevada State Legislature, we put in a park.
Yes, I
that
saw.
had never been there before,
it's beautiful.
which in the spring is going to be great for the legislators and the lobbyists to sit there.
But even now, I mean, it felt fresh. I mean, it's been a little sprinkly lately, but it felt fresh and usable. So, but you're not done.
No.
Yeah, there's more to come.
Oh, there's much more to come. This is just a little piece of the puzzle.
You love your job, I can tell.
Oh, I do.
So what's next?
Well, what's next is on the west side, there is a street called Curry Street, and that too shall be spruced up and cleaned up. And then we go into South Carson. As soon as the freeway bypass is finished in the spring of this year, we're hoping it's by spring, we will take the NDOT will be giving us the right-of-way. Department of Transportation will be giving us the right-of-way to South Carson Street. And so South Carson, they want to put more trees and make that more friendly looking. And then we have East Carson City, which is one of the major gateways into our city off of Highway 50. And they're looking at things like that. So there's a lot of it's going to be ongoing for the next couple of years. But
what one may notice as they step into Carson City is the sense of history.
Oh boy.
You can feel it. I mean, you really can, almost immediately. And the Chamber is looking to trade on that and continue to expand the historical assets. And one of those assets, it may sound odd, but I kind of get it, is the former Nevada State Prison.
You bet.
Give us some history, because you know some, you told me before.
Well, I know some of the history, yes. It was closed in 2012 after 100 years of operation.
Right.
It is very, very interesting. This is the only prison of which I am aware that they actually allowed gambling in the 50s.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, well, this is Nevada.
Brilliant.
This is Nevada.
This is brilliant.
Yes.
More anecdotes. I love this. And what else do you know
yes.
about the prison?
We haven't had like some major U.S. criminals
Right,
there.
yeah.
But
No Al
we've
Capone.
Had, No, we haven't had Al Capones
right.
or something like that, but we've had some very interesting prisoners there. The Chamber a couple of years ago, 2 years ago actually, had its annual meeting there. And in the yard, actually in the prison yard, yes, where, it would be a great place to hold concerts and things like this. So,
and I can tell your mind's thinking.
Oh, yeah.
And so
And
let's
we
talk
did.
about what your vision is for the Nevada State Prison, because it is a wise one, if I can be so bold to say.
You can be so
Yeah,
bold
right.
to say that. There are many people trying to make this happen that would become a tourism attraction
Right.
to add to the other tourism attractions or the museums that we have here. And it would be an amazing venue, as I started to say,
Right.
that for music venues. I can see, if you go to Europe, and you go into the different forums there, outdoor forums, this would be the same kind of a thing for this.
I love it.
Yeah.
And will there be a museum element to it as
Oh, yes.
well?
Oh, yes.
So what are your thoughts?
Well, we already have some things in the works. We do have, the whole facility is actually a museum in itself.
In a sense, right.
In a sense, the whole thing, walking through, and then we have great guards who actually worked at the prison and tell the stories.
Oh, so each day it's a museum, in effect.
Each day. It's
Right.
unfortunately not open yet.
I see.
Because of some ADA issues and other issues, but we're working very hard to get that open.
I want to ask about the Stewart Indian School.
Yes, another.
It had been a school for Native Americans, no longer. It's being used by the state of Nevada. There's a powwow event there.
There's a powwow in June of every year, Father's Day powwow, which is the most fantastic thing to see on Father's Day weekend. So it's a Saturday and Sunday, and tribes from all over the West come in and compete. So, and it's done right on the grounds. And the Stewart Indian School grounds are amazing. Lots of trees, lots of grass, but it had not been maintained. And the state now is putting new roofs on some of the buildings.
And is the chamber working to help through the revitalization?
We are trying whatever we can do, because we feel like the prison, Stewart Indian School, is just another reason to come to Carson City.
It's remarkable that a city with such history can move into the 21st century and use that history in a way that benefits today. I mean, it really is inspired.
Well, I will tell you, thanks to the citizens of Carson City, who made lots of mistakes, by the way, in the 50s and 60s, like most of America did,
Right.
by tearing down very important historic buildings, because it was easier to do so. Some cities on the East Coast gutted the insides, and left the outsides, but the West never did that.
Yeah.
And Carson City didn't. So they learned a lesson the hard way, is whatever history is still here,
Keep it.
we are keeping it.
Her name is Ronni Hannaman. She is the Executive Director of the Carson City Chamber of Commerce. We're in Carson City today. I'm Brad Pomerance on Local Edition.